the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. I would like to pay my high respect to Venerable Mahasangha. Dear lay devotees, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dhammika Life Dhamma Santana. Today we will discuss on the topic Buddhism and pregnancy care. So I would like to let you know that the Dhammika Life Dhamma talk is initiated by the Venerable Muniputto Soktivi, and this program is produced in two languages, in Khmer and in English. Most of us, the audience always ask why all the speaker and all the moderator is in Khmer, why we speak in English. Actually, this program we designed in two languages, so in Khmer and also in English at the same topic. Last Friday, we also talked about this topic in Khmer, and this Friday we will talk in English. So it is also the part of our learning also, because we have a class of Buddhism in English. So our purpose is to design the program which promote the right understanding of Buddhism, and we want the audience, especially Khmer and as well as foreigner, and all people, all the young people who born and live in the overseas, who cannot understand Khmer. So this program we designed for the who cannot understand Khmer. And we also would like to let you know that I am not alone to be a moderator. Sister Supip is also our co-moderator, and we will work together to bring all of you to discuss about the topic about the Buddhism and the pregnancy care. So Supip will introduce you to know all the guest speaker, special guest speaker for tonight. So Supip, please go ahead.
Thank you, Sister Tanvir. First of all, I would make to Triple Gem, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. I would like to thank to all Dhamma friends, ladies and gentlemen, for spending time with us tonight for our Dhamma talk on Buddhism and pregnancy care. So, as you may have seen our announcements already today, as you could see, we have our great speaker for tonight. We have, first of all, let me kindly introduce our first speaker, Ponte Kasapa Honkaimra. Ponte is the executive director of the International Cambodian Buddhist Center based in Sri Lanka. Ponte is also the meditation trainer, and he's also know a lot about psychology. Currently, however, he's staying at Vipassana Ture Buddhist Center or in Khmer Potmondol, based in Udong of Cambodia. So we would like to thank and welcome Ponte Kasapa Khunkaimra. Second speaker, we have today joining with us our young speaker, Sister Natimons. She's educator at Panyasastra University of Cambodia. Welcome to our show tonight. As I said, she's young, but as you could see, she have been I have followed her work for a while, and I'm very impressed because besides her role as educator at PUC, she's also the founder of Women in Buddhism Association. The association have been very actively trying to educate about Dhamma, and involving a certain discussion and raising the role of women in Buddhism. So we are very pleased to have you joining us tonight, Natimon. Welcome. And last but not least, another speaker of the show, Sister Sakhor. Welcome, and Sister Sakon is social worker. She's a social worker specialist. Currently, she works for the Department Social and Health Service for the state of Washington. We are very pleased to have you today because it's very relevant from your background and experience, to share with us on the Buddhism and pregnancy care. So as we all know, as parents, we know about pregnancy care because this really influence the growth of the child both physically and mentally, and we might have learned or know a lot about this from a medical approach. But tonight we want to bring our audience to learn from what the Buddhism have taught us or have a say in relation to the pregnancy care. So to begin, why not, Sister Gontier? How would we start? Which speaker you want to pose the question first, please?
Okay. Thank you, Sophia, for introduce the speaker to our audience. I would like to let the audience know that you also write your comment, or you can also have a question. You can write us a question. So we will bring your question to our speaker. So the first question that I will uh, I will give to Venerable Master Kassapa. So the first question is related to the pregnancy development stage. So according to the Buddhism, well, is there any elaboration in Buddhism this course concerning the stage of pregnancy? Could you share with us about this matter? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sister. And let me pay my homage to the Buddha, to the Dhamma, to the Sangha, and very blissful evening from Cambodia. My dear respected Bhantes, Venerable Sirs around the globe, and dear devotees, friends in Dhamma, especially our two speakers and two moderators and the technical team behind the scene who are very kind and supportive to make this program happen. And I would like to pay my respect to Venerable Sokchiwe Monikoto, the founder of Dharmika Life. When it comes to the topic of prenatal development from the eyes of the Buddha, it is very broad and wide topic to be elaborated in a short period of time. But anyhow, let me try my best to describe the key points incorporated in Buddhism. Before describing the how embryo occurs and evolves from the eyes of the Buddha, let me explain you that there are 4 forms of birth in Buddhism. First one is birth from an egg. It is called in Pali Andaja. And second one is birth from a womb. It is called in Pali Jalabuja. And the third one is birth from moisture. It is called in Pali Samsedaja. And the fourth one, birth from transformation. It is called in Pali Upapatika. But here we only are discussing the birth from a womb, Jalabuja, and specifically we are focusing on the human birth, on the human womb. So according to Buddhism, the descent of embryo can only occur with a union or combination of 3 things. One is union of mother and father, and from embryology term, it is fertilization. There is a union between the egg and the sperm, and it is called fertilization. So the second one is the mother must be in her season, and from scientific term it is, I mean, she must be fertile. And the final one is the person of Gandhabba, and it can be mentioned as conception consciousness, I mean, from Buddhist point of view. So these three entities must be in union in order to let the prenatal development occur from this point of view. But let me say this, because this is the problem, I mean, most of the parents have, that we are blamed to each other. This is something wrong of the mother, this is something wrong of the father. No, from Buddhism, if you have only two factors or two entities, first one is the union of father and mother, second one is the mothers must be at her period. But if you don't have the final one, if the conception consciousness doesn't arise, you won't have a baby. So this is as Buddhists and everyone who are watching us must understand, there is no something wrong with mother, there is no something wrong with father. There is something wrong with the conception consciousness. And furthermore, in Mahanidana Sutta, Buddha added that if the conception consciousness arises and departs, the prenatal development, or we can say the embryo, doesn't develop. So from, I mean, in the light of the explanation, it is understandable that Buddhism emphasizes more greatly and more importantly on the role of spirituality, of mentality. So this is, and the second point what I want to make is, when we say that conception consciousness, or in Pali it is called Patisandhi Vijnana, sometimes you might come to conclusion that okay, it's only the mind proceed in the womb. No, even it is mentioned as Patisandhi Vijnana, or conception consciousness, or rebirth consciousness. But from Abhidhammic point of view, I mean, there are more aggregates coming along with the consciousness. That is why we call it Patisandhi Panchakhanda, or I can translate as 5 conception aggregates. So the first one is form, second one is feeling, third one is perception, and the fourth one is mental formation, and the final one is consciousness. So what I want you to understand is, even we say that the consciousness will arise, but from Abhidhammic point of view, there is a combination between physicality and in mentality. And it again, in another sutta, we call it Nalakalapa Sutta, Buddha said, if there is a consciousness, there is a mind and body. If there is a mind and body, there is a consciousness. So from this, what I want you to understand is, you cannot separate the linkage between physicality and in mentality, even at the stage of conception. So let me move to how the prenatal development comments from Buddhist point of view. And there is a discourse, it's called Indika Sutta. There was a non-human being, approaches the Buddha, and he raised a question that, let me read the question. As the Buddha said that form is not the soul, how then does one obtain this body? From where do one's bones and liver come? How is one begotten in the womb? So the Buddha replied, first there is a Kalala, from the Kalala comes the Ambuddha, from the Ambuddha the Pesi, from the Pesi the Ghana arises, from the Ghana emerge the limbs, the head hair, body hair, and nails. So these are the different stages of prenatal development from this point of view. And let me go to the elaboration of commentary and sub-commentaries in Abhidhamma. So during the first week, it is called Kalala, and it is the size of a drop of oil placed on the tip of very tiny thread. And this is what the Buddha said. And I think it cannot be seen and it cannot be detected by the microscope from my understanding. So during the second week, it is called Ambuddha. It's kinds of meat washing water. And during the third week, we call it Pesi, and it's a little bit solid. It's a transformation from the Ambuddha. And during the fourth week, we call it Gana, and it's like egg. Yeah, it is like egg. And the fifth week, we call it Pasada Rupa, and will emerge. And during the sixth week, the Saka, it means five limbs, or we can like head or two arms and legs will little bit develop. So this is the development. This is the prenatal development from the first week to the sixth week, and from the seventh week to the 12th week, to the 14th week, there is a development of the physicality, and we call in Buddhism like Chaku, Dasaka, and so on. But let me it's kinds of tiny development of the eye, of the ear, of the baby. And according to Buddhism, during the 12th week is the development of gender. Our baby will be determined whether she is he is a boy or she is a girl during the 12th week. From this point of view. And from the from the 15th week and to the 20th week, there is a development, we call it Chitta Kalapa. It refers to kinds of development of like baby have the ability to move, or kinds of nervous system, and so on. And from the 21st week to the 24th week, there is a development, we call it Utuja Kalapa, the physicality born from the season. And during the 25th week and 26th week, there is a development, we call it Ahara Rupa, that the body which is created by the food. So, and it's further mentioned that from the first week until 25th week, it means approximately 6 months and 2 days, the embryo will reach its full development. But sometimes, during the 7th month or 8th month, the pregnancy will happen, or childbirth will happen. But according to Tanha Sangye Sutta, Buddha said that at the end of 9 or 10 months, the mother will give the birth to the baby. So, as I told you, it is very broad and it is very specific, and this is how Buddhism elaborate the prenatal development of human. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thante. Thank you very much for your description. When I listen to your description, I feel that I listen to the scientist or biology. It's really amazing that the Buddha have described all or everything very detailed about the beginning of life or the pregnancy development stage. So it's really interesting to listen to this. Really interesting that how life is beginning, how life is formed. So it have very different or several several part that light is formed. It is not only one way of forming. So let's go to other speakers. So Sophia will take turn. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So after listening to Pante elaboration regarding the Buddhism, discuss concerning the state of pregnancy, I would like to turn to our speaker, Sister Sakorn. How are you? Yes.
Hi.
Yes.
Good
So,
evening. Fine.
yes. Good evening, dear. And we would like to know, like as a mother yourself. So, can you tell us how would it be like during the pregnancy, and if you have any challenges, during that time that you can share with our audience tonight?
Sure. I'd like to give respect to Venerable Master, and good evening to all the sisters, the two lovely moderator, and Miss Malikim. It's good to meet with you again. I remember when we met, it was the last time we talked about Dhamma, Buddha. Dhamma, is it Buddha and women? Dhamma and women. So
Yes.
anyway, I when I was pregnant, I noticed that I crave certain foods. My physical body changes, my mood had changes, and my diet has changes tremendously. And I remember clearly when it was my first week, I was craving for a baked potato with cheese, and so I had asked my husband to take me to Wendy's fast food restaurant. And so when I was craving, I wanted to make sure that I want to get that food, just that instantly. And so I asked my husband to take me. So he drove the car as fast as can. There are so many traffics and so many cars, and so we didn't get to make it to the restaurant. And so I vomit. And so after that, I told my husband, let's go back. I no longer have that craving for the baked potatoes. And so the challenging part during my pregnancy is that I had morning sickness with my first child. And the morning sickness started from very first week all the way up to the fourth week of my pregnancy. And as my stomach getting bigger and bigger, I gained a lot of weight from 4 months on. And also it was very difficult to sleep because of the stomach, so it's like it's bothering me. And so and I like eat spicy food, and so I wouldn't. But you know what? As the stomach gets bigger, I get heartburns, and so that's that's all what I can say.
Thank you so much. Before I would also ask you to share, how you overcome the challenges, I want to move a bit to our moderator, our co-moderator tonight, Sister Kuntir, because you also a mother of yourself. You have two children, right? Yes.
Yes.
So can you share, how it would be like during that time? You heard from Sister Sakorn, how she have been, exposed to such a experience. So how about you? Do you have similar experience, or you have any significant other experience to share, please?
Okay, thanks, Sophia. Yes, I am the mother of the two, but the one that I really remember is the first one, because the first one I feel that I'm not experienced to be pregnant, to take care of myself. So at the time I gain weight. My weight is a problem. I really challenge with my weight because it's grow very fast. Uh, the baby inside is not grow. It's not more, but the mother is grow. Meaning that my weight is really gaining from month to month. And uh, because that's why the doctor is really they warn you should keep your weight you should control your weight because your weight is over. It means it's over. It is abnormal because it will affect you when you deliver the baby. So it make you difficult and take long time, and it will be affect to your baby also. So when the doctor tell me like that, because the doctor already told me at the uh, the month of like around 8 months already, so I cannot control myself because I cannot control my eating. I eat a lot at that time, and yes, because this I would like uh, to just give the message to the audience who plan to have a baby or who have no any experience like me that at that time, because it is like around 13 or 14 years ago. um, because when I realized that I'm pregnant, it's already like in the third month that I go to the visit the hospital to check my pregnancy, and they said that you come is really like too late. It's a bit late, but it's okay. Just come regularly after that. So yes, so my problem is gain weight and check it at the early stage of the pregnancy. So everyone should check when they need to check with their period, because when their period is not coming, they need to go to the hospital to check whether you're pregnant or whether you have any other disease. So that's all for my experience. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your sharing. Yeah. So as we could hear so far, like the experience could be the food craving, the morning sickness, the weight gaining, but also, like from our last week discussion in Khmer, Sister Sripik have also shared her experience with is amazing because she somehow have not gone through, for example, morning sick, and yeah, I mean, morning sick is a quite common phenomena for many pregnant women, and she has shared a lot of tips. But today, we hear certain experience that may common to many women. So, Sister Sakon, I come back to you now again. I would like to hear, like the way how you overcome those challenges. Please share with us.
Sure. The challenges, the solutions. So what are the challenges, right? The solution to the challenges and care in order for a child, physically and mentally. Are we okay? What is your questions again? I'm sorry. Is this the?
Sorry. Yeah, let me repeat, because earlier we discussed about challenges, and you mentioned that you come across to, like food craving, the morning sickness, and maybe you may familiar with some other common symptoms that many pregnant women come across. So I would like to hear your insight, like kind of solution to those challenges, that you may advise to other women or parents, to help to support the child during that pregnancy stage to develop well, both physically and mentally, please.
Sure. And so, and we're not talking about the solutions, right?
We are now.
Okay. So the challenges and solution to develop, in order to for our child to develop physically and mentally. It's very important that we have good support system. So my husband, my mom and dad is very good support system, because I go through with emotional feelings, and sometimes I feel sad, sometimes I feel happy. So it's good to have families surrounded, so that way I'll be able to discuss and talk with them, and so that way I won't go through stress. And then that way it also won't affect, our child as well. And so, and then I would eat healthy foods, such as vegetables, fruits, lean meat, a not spicy one. So that would prevent the heartburns. And of course, to lower down to so that way it won't gain too much weight, I exercise, do some walking, and when I exercise, I fell asleep better. And then, and then your little one that's in your belly, you would get well rested as well. And also you would be also physically fit, when you're ready to deliver your child. And of course, it's also very important to do regular checkup to ensure that your child is doing well, and the mom. And just in case if they detect, the risk early, at least the doctor would be able to give us some recommendations and precautions. And so my doctors always, when we're pregnant, they recommend us to take prenatal vitamins. That is very important because they have this three main essential elements that is necessary for women. And so those three main elements are like folic acids, which helps prevent the child's neural birth defects. And then there's they have iron in there, where it helps transport oxygens throughout your body, which supports also the development of the placenta and the fetus. And then we have the vitamin D, which helps the healthy bones. And besides, it also helps a mom to have healthy hair, healthy skin. Why not be beautiful when you're pregnant too, right? And as for me, whenever I discovered that I'm pregnant, I was very happy to know that I am going to be a mother. So I couldn't wait for my child to be born into this world. So my goal was to maintain a good, happy, healthy pregnancy environment for myself and my child. And so I created a good bonding relationship with my child during my pregnancy, so they can develop both physically and mentally. And so each pregnancy is different because they have different characters and behaviors. So I have two children, and my first child is a girl. So she likes spicy food. I always crave for spicy food. And at about 4.5 to 6 months of my pregnancy with my daughter, I started to introduce soft music to her. And I can feel when I have that soft music, she was kicking my stomach. And so I figured that she'll like that. And I also read a lot of books to her. And so as she born into the world and got a lot older, her attitude is a little spicy as well, just like she likes her food. She's very strong. She loves to read books, and also she likes music. A second child is a boy. I was very active during the pregnant, walk a lot. I would read book to him. And I like to sing to him, sing lullabies to him. And when I start singing to him, I can feel that he sits still. I mean, in my stomach, he didn't make a move at all. So during his pregnancy, I love to dress up before I go out with my husband or my friends. And I like to look pretty, and I like to smell pretty. And so and then I like to eat a lot of healthy foods. And so as this boy born into this world and got a little older, I noticed that he loved to exercise, and he likes to eat vegetables, and he likes to learn how now he likes to write music and sing. And guess what? This boy will not go out until he looks handsome and then his hair is neatly combed. So that's it. So physically and mentally, it's very important to create that bonding with your children when you're still with them 9 months. So yes, that's all.
Thank you so much. I feel I even when you mentioned that, I can imagine how like care you have been providing to your kid during the pregnancy, and I feel somewhat excited for you.
It is. It's very exciting, and so And I realized that when I first became pregnant, I realized, gee, I'm a mom. And so it's like a different state of mind you would start changing. The different behavior, different characters, you wanted to make sure that you have nurture and care that child so that way they would grow up physically and mentally fit.
Right. Thank you so much, sister. And I like the term you said, like being a happy pregnancy, having a happy pregnancy. That is a very useful term that, many mother may, think about, to be a happy pregnancy, during that time. And I moved to Sister Mali. Sorry that keep you waiting, but as you have followed so far, we would like to also hear from your insight, because we know that you are as an educator, but also your experience with the association, the Women in Buddhism Association. So you have been engaged a lot, learning a lot about the Dhamma. So can you share with us, the solution that can help the parent, especially the mother, during the pregnancy, so that they can take care their child to develop well, both physically and mentally. Please,
Thank you, Sister, for asking questions. So first of all, I would like to pay homage to Triple Gems, the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. I would like to pay my high respect to Venerable Sir Kasapa on camera and Venerable Sir Monipotao Soktivi. And good evening, sisters, moderators, and good evening, all audience that are watching this live show. So I would like to express my feeling. I am so excited to be in this live to talk about women and pregnancy. In the Buddhism perspective, I feel that I am so excited to share what I've learned, because it's a good opportunity for us as women to show to the world, especially because we are speaking English, and a lot of people, like, not only in Cambodia, they can understand what we are discussing about, which is very useful. So to reply to your question, what should be the solution, or what should be the advice for the mother who is pregnant to help the children to develop physically and mentally well? So let me divide into two parts. One is to develop in physically. So to develop physically, as Sister Sakon and Sister Kunti already mentioned, because you have experience giving birth and helping pregnant. To me, according to what I have learned, what I have known from senior, from reading, so I could give some advice that should eat healthy food, do exercise, and get regular checkup, because it's very important to pay more attention to follow what the stage, as Venerable Kasapa already mentioned, that different week has different stage of development of the physical of the children. So it's very important to follow the stage of the development and to see what's going on, anything problem with the development or not. So when we go to get regular checkup, we will be able to know that our child or our baby is healthy or not. And for one more thing is mental development. From my perspective, I think that when we want the children to develop mental health, we have to read book, do meditation, and especially undertake 5 precepts of Buddhism, because it is a universal law and it will help the children, the baby inside the mother's womb. Sister Sakon already mentioned that when she was pregnant, she read a lot, and whatever she felt like when she was pregnant, the baby when he's born, he absorb or he get the attitude like when she was pregnant. So it's very important that when the mother want the children to be able to develop mentally well is to read. And the more you read, the more knowledge you can get to yourself. It's very important to the mother, and also it can be a good habit to show to the children, because it will be important if you are able to read during your pregnancy, and when you give birth you will have the habit of reading. So the children, when they are born as a baby, they will see what their mother or father do, so they will get the habit to their mind. And when they grow up a little bit more, when they know how to hold things, they will be likely to like book rather than get the book and tear it. So it's just the something that the mother can show to the children. And also, when the mother read, they will know a lot of knowledge and use that knowledge to teach the children. That's why, as I read about the research in Japan, they show that when the mother read, the children will be smart. This is what science already proved. So, based on my perspective, I think that just because the mother read, the children know, the children see the mother, and also the mother get more knowledge. So they both are component that to help each other. The children can develop mentally well. And another one is do meditation. Meditation is very important, and also listen to Dhamma. Yeah, two things that the mother can do is do meditation and listen to Dhamma is important. When we do meditation, our mind start to be calm. And I'm not sure the relationship between the mother and the baby inside the womb, but as I observe a lot of pregnant people, when they want to eat something, when the baby is born, it starts to develop to what the mother is crave when during pregnancy. For example, if the mother like want to eat something like normal, just mango, just fruit or something, that's normal. But some kids, the mother want to eat the cooker or something like it's so weird. So the baby when they are born, like their mental or their behavior is different. Yeah, so that's why when having pregnancy should control the mind, should focus on something that is benefit, that is fruitful, which is meditation, and also listen to Dhamma. And the third one that I mentioned is undertake 5 precepts of Buddhism. This is very important to show the um, action to the kids that one is no killing, second one is no stealing, third one is we don't cheat husband or wife, the fourth one is no lying, and the fifth one is no drinking alcohol. So during pregnancy, if the mother can undertake 5 precepts, it will be very good to the body of the mother and also to the baby inside the womb also. Because as we know that, just raise one example of the alcohol. If the mother drink alcohol, then the poison from the alcohol can destroy the baby health mentally, physically, so it can be affect to the mother and the baby. So it's very important for mother to undertake 5 precepts. And for regarding to this question, I have read a story called Vanawa Te. Sorry, I read in English. Vanawasi Tessa story. Yeah. Vanawasi Tessa story. That's from Karma Buddha is part 3, page 285. In Khmer we say ធម្មបទភាគ 3, page 285. That's the story is talking about we can say a millionaire during that time. He's like Mahasetai during that time. He has a wife that the wife was pregnant, and to take care of the wife, the husband tell all the servant that make sure the food give to the wife is not too hot, it's not too cold, it's not spicy, it's not too salty, and it's not too sweet. So based on this story, I can reveal that during the Buddha time, there was story to take care of the pregnancy woman in order to take care of the child health and the mother health also. And also when take care of the mother, the children or the baby inside also have a healthy also. So there are so many other things related to the story, but the thing that I want to raise up is to take care of the mother and the baby exerted from the story in Buddhism. So thank you.
Thank you so much. It's, you have been sharing with us a very insightful, solutions. What I can take note, the advice for meditation is very important. I think last week discussion, our speaker also said similarly, and indeed, I personally have, joined the Vipassana myself, and in the discourse shared by teacher Goenka, he have said similarly that the pregnant women who join the Vipassana will help to nurture the baby a lot, and I do inspire from that discourse and your sharing as well. But another point that I noticed and I encourage the parent during this pregnancy, like you say about reading, if the mother or the parent read a lot to the kids, the kid will be smart. So to all audience, if you want a smart kid, read more, read more during that time. So thank you a lot. Thank you so much. And now, Sister Kontia, your turn, please.
Okay, thank you, Supir. After listening to both speakers, I learned. I think that the audience can learn a lot. The experience, the real experience, and the good advice from the young advisor for the take care the pregnancy during the pregnancy. A moment I heard that Timon talk about the cooker. You mean because cooker is something that produce heat and we cook. You mean
Yes.
something wood charcoal, a charcoal that the women that who are pregnancy prefer to eat, but it is not the food. It is something
Not
that not it is not normal people, they don't eat that, but pregnant women maybe they feel want to eat something that very strange and very weird. So thank you that it's really good to give the advice. Like I like the way that she talked about the 5 precepts and meditation. So move to Buddhism, Buddhist perspective. So I would like to give the question to Venerable Master Kassapa Khonkamra. Regarding the Buddhism perspective, so what would the Buddha teach us about the pregnancy care? So please, Venerable.
Yeah, thank you for the question. To be honest, there is no any kinds of specific advice given by the Buddha or any kinds of teaching incorporated in the teaching specifically referring to the pregnancy care, but from different stories like Sister Natimon shared. So there are many stories in Buddhism referring to pregnancy care. And let me remind you about the Indika Sutta, and Buddha also mentioned, so wherever mother consumes. It can be food, it can be drink, will foster, will nourish the baby in the womb. So this elaboration, I think, supports wherever Sister Sarkon and Sister Natimon and Sister Kuntia share. So this is, we have to understand, wherever you eat will be the ingredient to support your baby physicality. And yeah, but let me say this because I don't want I can forget it. There is a story that there was a mother, I forgot the name. When she was pregnant, she wanted, to drink the blood. So it can happen after do a investigation. The baby, in previous birth, he was a demon. He was something. Someone is very aggressive. So from this understanding, what we have to do as Buddhists is, as Sister Natimon shared, that we must commit ourselves for good deeds. We must collect more. We must accumulate more good deeds for the sake of the baby and for ourselves. In case if the baby is bad person from the previous life, because we cannot understand the real process of the karmic energy. So keep doing good deeds, observe the precepts, keep meditating are the good practices to take care of your baby. And another elaboration from Melinda Panha, it is said that wherever mother feel, wherever mother feel will affect the baby in the womb. So this is where the mentality of the mother affect the way your baby think or look at the world. And the evidence have been shared by Sister Sakon. So what I want to share with our Buddhist or mothers around the globe, that wherever you eat, wherever you think, will affect your baby. So you must be very careful. You must be very, mindful or aware. So, and the suggestion and solution from Buddhism is simply the meditation. Keep your mind calm, keep your mind happy, and the responsibility is not from the mother, and to be honest, it's also from the father himself. And the father, from Buddhist point of view, to be a father, to be a mother, you must have 4 kinds of mentality. We call it 4 sublime states. One is loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. So when the father and the mother have these kinds of mentality or spirituality, it will be beneficial for the baby. And because, to be honest, people are struggling to find, to produce more good cars, good iPhone, but they never be, concerned about the human production, because we are managing, the human for the sake of the world. They just only want good baby, smart baby, intelligent baby, but they never be a smart, be a intelligent, be a educated father and mother. So from Buddhist point of view, you must be careful, you must be mindful, you must be aware wherever you eat, wherever you think, especially create a healthy environment for the mother, and the father is responsible for creating that environment. So, and this is a collective responsibility from Buddhist point of view. So that's all from me. And as I said, it's a very broad topic, but remain calm, remain happy for the sake of the baby, father and mother. That's all from me.
Thank you, Pante. It's really crucial to listen to what the Buddha have provide the advice, or like something that we can imply what we have been done, like what we act, what we do, and be careful with the thinking. When the mother thoughts that, maybe it's really affect to the baby inside the womb, and especially Pante refer to the meditation and reading. It's really it can help the baby to have a good mood when they grow up. So they familiar with reading, they familiar with calmness or mindfulness. So thank you for that. So next, so refer to Sophia. Please go on.
Yes, thank you. I think our speaker, including Ponte, have mentioned about like the practicing of the five precept. So that include no killing. So I think we have discussed so far about pregnancy care, but we all may understand that there are circumstances, where, during, especially the critical moment that, the mother have to choose, between life, of herself, or to, risk of losing the child because of the health condition, for example, or in certain case, when the condition of the women who have been exposed to rape, for example. So we know that, by law, in Cambodia especially, abortion is legal, it lawful. But if we look at the Buddhist perspective, of course, it will again the one of the key five precepts there. So I would like to hear from probably first Ponte. How would you see the contradiction between the law and the Buddhist perspective, the Buddhist principle there, and how would you advise to the mother or the parent during this difficult moment, or for the unwanted simply for the unwanted pregnancy? Your floor is you.
Okay, thank you. Due to the time restraint, let me briefly elaborate. Many people around the world are struggling to have the baby, to save the life. But when we don't understand this, we try to destroy and we try to kill. And if we interpret, if we, analyze very profoundly and from deeply, we will understand that, to be honest, the mistake is not made by the baby. It is made by ourselves. So for me, you have to think twice before you make a decision. And I would suggest that you have to find more solutions to save the life, not destroy the life, because doctor, they are spiritual leaders, they are friends who can give you some advice. And because when we want to do abortion, because there are many reasons. I know that, because you are raped, or mistake you made when you are having an affair. So there are many. But from my understanding, before you make a decision, find more solutions. And finally, to be honest, if you are raped, I know that it's really a terrible thing. But for me, yeah, you can make a decision that not to affect yourself and the baby, because the option is adoption sometimes, and in some countries there are many nursing home, but I don't know about Cambodia. But anyhow, like when it is critical, you have to think twice. But for me, you have to find a way to save the life, not to destroy the life. Thank you. That's all from me.
Thank you, Pante. I would like to hear from Sister Sakorn. I know that you are living in US, so like women's right, abortion right is something that from a woman right point of view is important. But we are now discussing about Buddhism. So how would you see contradiction and how would you advise to those who have unwanted pregnancy?
Whenever you have an unwanted pregnancy, and an abortion is not the solution. Although in the United States, women have the rights to make her own decision whether she chose to abort her unborn child or not. However, I would advise for all women out there in the world to take time to think it through, and just remember that this is your child that you're carrying in your body. And it is that precious living human being that wants to be part of your world. And so if you're unable to keep that child, talk to like an adoption agency, family, friends that wants to care and nurture your child. There are so many mothers out there that could not get pregnant, and they wouldn't mind to care and nurture your child. And so and that's, and whenever there's like a critical health risk involved, it has to choose between a mother or a child. Of course, you have to seek, different professions, but yeah, that's my advice, is to think things over. Don't think by yourself, because I know that your mind can get, boggled up, because when you're in when you're inside like a box, just inside, and you're just trying to make decision, and if you don't have an agency, if you don't seek like venerable master was saying that seek spiritual assistance and help, friends and families, adoption agencies, it's that child of you in your body, it's a human being, it's a living being. And so when you want that child to be able to stay in a family that they would, take care for that person that wants to be in the world, and I know that if you're struggling, you couldn't take care of your own child, it's okay. There's someone that wants your child. There's someone that could not get pregnant, and they wouldn't mind taking that child in and take care of your child, and teach them well, to have a good, healthy, physically and mentally, they would be able to have a great education and everything. So that's my suggestion and my advice. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Now let us hear from Natimon. How would you say about this issue?
Yes, thank you, Sister Sophia, for asking this question. It's kind of critical circumstance that the women don't want to be pregnant, don't, or sometimes they're not ready to raise a child, but they're pregnant and have to give birth and have a big responsibility. The biggest responsibility in the world as a person, I think, is to raise a child or raising children. So for this case, I could analyze into two things. One is to protect from having unwanted pregnancy. As discussion and also asking, like interview the women that already have children. When I ask them, have they had unwanted pregnancy, they said they used to. And when I asked them, was there any solution if you don't want a baby, they said of course have the solution, but sometimes they neglect something, like when they have intercourse, or they have affair and they are not careful, so they have pregnancy. So in this case, of course, we need to protect before it happens. But some case that cannot protect is like woman is raped by someone else that not husband wife or uh, yeah, they're not ready. So this case we cannot protect. So if it happens like that, I would say it's important to save life, as Venerable Kasapa already mentioned, because we don't know that when before they have before the one life come to have a conception consciousness, or we can say padesanti, in during the man and the woman have intercourse. So it's a great chance for a baby to be born again in human world. Mm, if the baby have the chance and the mother decide to kill, yes, it equal to kill someone's life, even though that's just little things in the body. We think that it's normal, but actually that is one life already. Why do we say it's one life? Because if we just keep him or her for 9 months and 10 days, he is born and he can see the world, he can cry, he can move the body. Of course, that is life. So even though that is small, we should keep them. And we can say even animal, cat, dog, cow, they love their baby. So why human have the opportunity to have baby? Why don't we keep them and take care of them? While a lot of people in the world, they are unfortunate to have baby. After marriage, they cannot have baby. So um, to my perspective, should save someone's life is important. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That is very useful, like advice and suggested solution in the case of unwanted pregnancy. So, I think our time is almost running out. So, Sister Kuntia, do you have any other question, please?
Thank you, Sukip. Thank you, the speaker. It's really interesting that you raised that we need to think twice before doing abortion. Solution is possible, not avoid killing, even avoid destroy the life, and because it is also violate the five precept, no killing. So thank you. So my last question for the show, because it is the last minute already. So in Buddhism perspective, merit of pregnancy. So to be born and to be a human is a precious gift. So I would like to ask Venerable Kasapa, what is the merit of being pregnancy or giving life? Thank you.
Cannot hear.
Unmute. Turn on mute, please. Turn on mute.
Okay. Thank you, sister, for the question. And as I mentioned earlier, that it's really hard to find a specific advice from Buddhism about pregnancy care or merits we gain during the pregnancy. But when we analyze very, profoundly, we can find that to be a mother, to be a father, you will have four kinds of, mentality. First one I told you earlier, kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. If you just got married and haven't have no baby, you are you are not considered as mother and father. So according to Buddhism, to be considered as father and mother, you need a baby. It means from Buddhism, you have 4 kinds of mentalities. Without baby, those mentalities will not arise within the mother's and father's heart. So this is the quality. So when you understand this, you can cultivate it more and more towards the baby, either daughter or son. So this is the positive mentality you will cultivate, and it is kusala, it is wholesome, because it will be beneficial for the sake of your life and the life after. You know why? When you take care of someone's life out of compassion, out of kindness, undoubtedly in future, in next birth, you will be taken care by the same mentality. So because in the law of cause effect or karma, what comes from, what goes around comes around. So whatever you do even he is your baby, when you do it with good mentality, you will be paid off. This is the and as we talk about like abortion, so when you kill a living being, in future you will be killed. So that is the problems that every mother, father is facing. No baby, but from this point of view, because in previous life you killed someone, or in this life you did abortion. So when you want baby, no, there won't be living being come to your womb, because Venus, they are afraid of you, because you killed them before. So from this point of view, one thing is you are cultivating good mentality, and one thing is you give longevity to someone. In next birth, you will be born with longevity, long life, and when you protect or give life to someone, you will have less diseases. This is what I can say from this point of view. So that's all from me.
Thank you, Pante. It's really a very good point for the last minute. So, practicing like kindness, compassion, sympathy, and also calmness within the mother who it is a merit. It is a merit of the mother who will get back. It is a law of karma. It means it will get back a good thing when you provide a good. You will get a back a good thing. So thank you very much for Pante for this point. So we have 7 minutes last. So Sophia will wrap up everything. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Sister Kuntir. So our Dhamma talk now come to the end. I'm very thankful to our speaker, especially Pante Kasapa, and also our sister Sakon and Natimon, for spending your precious time with us, and your helpful insight for sharing. I believe our audience would benefit from all the suggestion or advice you have extended. Also, we would like to thank to our sister behind the scene, Sister Bobka, who always, kindly support, so that our Dhamma talk could be possible. Last but not least, our gratitude and thanks to Pante Sokilvi, our master, venerable master, who have guided us throughout the course, our regular Buddhism in English class, and his effort in guiding us and leading the Dhamma talk for every regularly every Friday. So without your guidance, we would not have been come to this stage for now. So we would like to thank. And now before we end, we would like to invite all our Dhamma friends to join us for Metta meditation in which Pontek Kasapa would be leading. And may the merit from our sharing tonight be shared with all living beings. I am Supir, together with our co-moderator, Sister Kunthir. We would like to thank you and goodbye. Our Metta meditation begins.
Hello everyone. Let us practice loving friendliness meditation for oneself. Self-loving friendliness meditation is the first section of Metta meditation. Self-loving friendliness meditation is designed to direct you to happily take care of yourself, to honestly forgive yourself, to truly accept yourself without conditions. Before starting, please find a very comfortable posture. Close your eyes. Relax your head, your shoulders, your arms, and your entire body. Please slowly take a very deep breath 3 times. When it is done, let your breath flow as naturally as it does. Observe your breath without judgment, reactions, and criticism. Just merely observe it as the way it is while you are listening to my Pali Metta chanting. Aham Now, please create a very tender smile on your face. Visualize your happy and smiling face. You are a very happy person with smiling face. Please keep smiling with honest heart, because you are going to bless yourself. Please be aware of the phrases which I am going to recite, and let yourself honestly feel the real meanings of the phrases. May I be well and happy. May I be free from hatred. May I be free from ill will. May I be free from anger. May I be free from physical and mental sufferings. May I take care of myself happily. May I take care of myself happily. May I take care of myself happily. Now, take your right hand and place it on your chest, and you can mentally repeat after me. In this home, we are family. We live under the same shelter, so we must be kind to each other, be compassionate to each other, be friendly to each other, help each other, respect one another, be happy every day, keep smiling with honest heart, be grateful, be positive, forgive even when it's really hard. Before open your eyes, please take again a very deep breath 3 times. Thank you. May you be well and happy.